Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to learn about Indian capital market, evolution and growth. For our better understanding, let us divide it into two. The first is from 1947 to 1973. So when we look during this period, development of infrastructure of capital market was completely done over this period. And also financial financial institutions like IFCI, ICICI, IDBI, UTI, everything came over this period, and there was a very strong growth and strengthening of primary and secondary market during this period. So when we move on to 1980 to 1992, we could see lots of changes and development and growth. First thing is debenture. Debenture was introduced as a financial instrument which helped in the mobilization of savings. Then public sector bonds were introduced, and another great thing done during this period was stock exchanges. A number of stock exchanges were established, and SEBI came into the arena to regulate the primary and secondary market, and also SEBI supported or it protected the small investors. Credit rating was introduced, and lots of committees were formed. Committees were formed to give suggestions for restructuring the primary and secondary market. These are the basic things we could learn about Indian capital market. Now we'll be seeing about the new financial institutions which came into existence. The first new financial institution is venture fund institutions. So what do you mean by venture fund institutions? The institutions which are dealing with venture capital financing. So what is venture capital financing? Venture capital financing is a form of equity financing which funds new and innovative projects. So that we call it as venture capital financing. So venture fund institutions were established during this period. Next is mutual funds. So mutual fund institutions. What do you mean by mutual funds? So the savings of the shareholders are pooled, and they are invested in diversified into various investment portfolio. That we call it as mutual funds. So we have different mutual funds, UTI, LIC, SBI, commercial banks like SBI and Canara also have mutual funds. Next is factoring. Factoring we have learned in class 11 in a beautiful picture format. So what is factoring? Factoring institutions are institutions which collect the receivables from a company, and they approach the clients and collect the book debts, and they pay back to the companies. So factoring institutions. Then fourth, we have over-the-counter exchange of India. Over-the-counter exchange of India was set up by a premier institution. This is for doing business through the counter, electronic counter. That makes it easy for the transactions to be done. Fifth is National Stock Exchanges of India Limited. So what do we mean by this? Stock exchanges. So stock exchanges were established in 1992, and it helped both the secondary and the primary market to do the transactions in a very easy way through scriptless and floorless pattern. That is through electronic counters. Only book entry is made, and real transfer of certificate is not made. The sixth financial institution is National Clearance and Depository System. Actually, this comes under the scriptless trading system. Scriptless trading system actually consists of three segments, and National Clearance System is the second segment, and depository system is the third segment. Let's see about national clearance system. Actually, this aims in determining the net cash and stock liability of each broker at the settlement date. And what is depository system? It actually provides for the transfer of ownership without physical movement. As we know, in the electronic counter, it is done without any physical movement. So that is regulated or monitored by the depository system. Next is National Securities Depositories Limited. We call, in simple form, we say it as NSDL. So this was set up in 1996, and it aims at in a time-bound dematerialization as well as rematerialization of shares. This is also expected to alleviate the problems of post-trade transactions in secondary market. The last financial institution is Stock Holding Corporations of India Limited. Actually, this serves as a central securities depository, and it also takes up the administration of clearing functions. The next, what we are going to learn is about the different types of market that is included, or that forms a part of the capital market. The first one is gilt-edged market or government securities market. So this is a market in which government securities and semi-government securities are traded. The speciality about this market is the securities are stable in value. Next is foreign exchange market. So foreign exchange market is a market where foreign exchange trading takes place. In this market, all types of currencies in the world get involved, and individual people, companies, institutions, all can participate in it. Third is commodity market. Usually commodity market is divided into two: hard commodity market and soft commodity market. So how they are dividing is, hard commodity market means that are mined, the commodities that are mined. For example, gold, oil, all those things. And then when we talk about soft market, it's basically primary products like wheat, cotton, all those things come under soft commodities market. The last one is derivatives market. So capital market also includes derivative markets, that is trading with financial instruments. So these four are included in the capital market. So with this, I like to conclude today's class. Today we learned about India's capital market, its evolution and growth. We also looked into the new financial institutions, and at the last we have seen the different types of market. Hope you would have learned a lot. Thank you so much. Let's see in the next class.